Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Stros. I'm doing a couple of things a little different today just for fun. The game is going to be starting in just a few minutes. At the moment, I am just getting ready. I've got some coffee I need to pour in just a moment. I need to run to the toilet, actually. I'm trying to get a few things straightened out just before we begin. But if you notice at the bottom of the screen, in the middle of the screen, I have an avatar now. It's a custom avatar. It's based on my favorite character, Naruto, but he's wearing like a Naruto Astros style outfit with the channel logo, the Stros logo. And I just think it's kind of cool and kind of fun. I thought I would use it because I'm in Japan. It's kind of a nod to Japan. And since Naruto's colors match the Astros, I figured it was a good fit. So anyway, I appreciate you being here today. The game is going to be started, like I said, in just a few minutes. Let me run in here and get my water for my coffee and take a quick toilet break. I'll be right back, and we'll get to that first pitch in just a minute. The Astros are on the road, so they're going to be batting first. So Pena is due up, followed by Altuve and Alvarez. And let me run. I'll be right back, guys. Bear with me. Okay, guys. I am back, but just trying to get situated. Okay, man. I had extra stuff to get set up today. Daniel says, "Go Astros, yo!" Absolutely, go Stros. I am back, and Jonathan Cannon is on the mound. The White Sox are wearing their red and black City Connect jerseys. I guess these are the new City Connect jerseys. They actually look pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about them doing the Chicago Bulls look. Even though I think the uniforms look really cool, I feel like it's kind of silly in a way, you know? Can you imagine the Chicago Bulls changing their uniforms to look like the Chicago White Sox? Or the White Sox changing their uniforms to look like the Bears, the Chicago Bears? Can you imagine that? I'm not sure how I feel about it. Maybe you guys can tell me your opinion. But anyway, we're about to get started here. Cannon has finished his warm-up pitches. Jeremy Pena is in the box. Looks like we're about to have the first pitch. I'm very excited about this game. Today's my first time back. Had a couple of days off. That first pitch is in there. A 93-mile-per-hour sinker, strike one against Pena. I just came back to Hiroshima yesterday, so it's my first game back after a couple of days off and being home. Another one on the outside corner, a cutter that time. Strike two, 0-2 is the count. Come on, Pena. Don't swing on a bad pitch. Just focus. He does swing on that one. It's low and inside, but he fouls it off. Count remains 0-2. But the weather this morning was pretty chilly. For those of you who don't know Celsius and Fahrenheit, it was down to about 40s. Yeah, it was in the 40s. Lower 40s today. This, overnight. Got pretty chilly. I had to use my heater. Ball one, low and away. 1-2 to Pena. It looks like it's pretty chilly in Chicago, too. A lot of people are bundled up. Jeremy Pena hits that one on the infield. Pitcher got underneath it, but the first baseman called him off and was able to take it, so Pena flies out basically to the pitcher, but the first baseman took it. Dahlbeck? Is that his name? One away. Jose Altuve comes to the plate. Actually, a mixture of very light boos and cheers. Very strange. Some people are cheering for him. That's great. 91 miles an hour, just high and inside. Good take by Altuve. Ball one. Here comes the 1-0 count. That one's in there, an 89-mile-per-hour cutter. You can hear a little bit of people in the background doing the clap and the chant blank Altuve. So there's no class in Chicago apparently. He's going to right field. Looks like it's going to drop. It does. Altuve's got himself a hit, at least a single. He has to stop at first base, but heck yes. Altuve with the hit. Take a look at this. Just hits it right out there. The second baseman and the right fielder can't get to it. So Altuve with the nice single. All right, Alvarez comes to the plate, and that first pitch goes right in there for a strike. I need it. Oh, there's the scoreboard. I'm sorry about that. I forgot that I didn't take the other image off the scoreboard. Here comes the second pitch to Alvarez. Altuve's trying to steal second. Is he in there? They say they got him. Man, that was a really good throw. It had a one bouncer, but it was right there. It looks like he was clearly out. It doesn't look like Espada is going to challenge it. Let's see if we can take a look at the replay. Man, that was close. They took a quick look at it, but it looks like they're not going to challenge. So it's 2 away. Alvarez swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Man, that sucks. Altuve gets a hit and it gets thrown out. 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 outs. Here comes the next pitch to Alvarez. He hits that one really hard out to right field, all the way out to the wall at the warning track, and caught by the center fielder just a couple feet before the fence. Holy cow. Man, if he had hit that one out, of course that would have been good, but I would have felt sick about that because Altuve wasn't on base. But they did say, you guys probably don't know this, but I just saw some really interesting stats yesterday about Alvarez. When he is batting with runners on base, his batting average is tremendously higher. But when he has no one on base, his batting average is trash. It for this season. Really just trash. It's pretty amazing. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I believe that when he has no runners on base, he's batting either around 100 or less. But that increases significantly whenever he actually has runners on. So it looks like it actually makes him focus more when he has runners on base. So that's a pretty interesting thing. That's why I hate to see Altuve get out after getting hit while he's trying to steal second base, because if he had just stayed on first, maybe that would have helped Alvarez a little bit. I don't know. Just my feeling. Anyway, we go into the bottom of the first. 3 up and 3 down basically on the Astros. Framber Valdez will be on the mound in just a moment. Who's he going to be facing? Chase Madroth? That's a strange name. I think baseball has the strangest names. He'll be followed by Louis Robert Jr. and Miguel Vargas. My first cup of coffee here is ready. I don't know how to remove that background on my avatar. The tutorial online says that my streaming software is supposed to automatically remove it, but it's not doing anything automatically. It's automatically keeping it. It's what it's doing. Strike one right in there, a 91 mile per hour changeup to Madroth. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, low and inside, just barely misses that corner. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the next pitch from Framber. Major swings at that one, and that's going to be a single into right center. Who's out there? Jake Myers is out there in center field. He had a little trouble picking it up at first on the backhand, but he throws it in, and he stops Madroth at first base. So the Astros and the White Sox have a leadoff, well, not a leadoff single. Pena did get out as the leadoff batter, but they both had a first inning single. So one hit for each team. That brings up Louis Robert Jr. Here's the first pitch from Framber. Curveball in that outside lower corner. Could have been a strike. Called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. A little outside, 93 miles an hour. Ball 2. Robert Jr. wearing this cross necklace, not necklace, cross earring dangling from his ear. And I can't help but wonder why guys wear stuff like that when they're playing a sport. It could just get ripped off. It doesn't make any sense. Here's the pitch. That was right in the top of the zone, 92 miles an hour. Right there, but called a ball. The umpire is calling a really tight zone right now. 3 balls and no strikes with the runner on first, no outs. Framber almost digging a hole early. Let's see what happens on this next pitch. Here it comes. Too low and inside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. All 4 of Framber's pitches were either close to the zone or on the edge of the zone. Didn't get a single call. 4 straight pitch walk. 7 pitches now for Valdez in this inning. It's interesting how the camera tracks my movement on the screen. I move around and go forward, backwards, and it goes all over the place. If I get the right tracking software later on, it will move the arms and the hands too, so that's pretty cool. But right now, I don't have it. Can't really justify spending the money just yet, but maybe in the future. Ball 1 to Miguel Vargas. 1-0. Fromber comes set for the delivery of the next pitch. Here it comes. Hit pretty hard out to right field, but it should be playable by Cam Smith. He floats over and he puts it away, and he throws it into second base. There will be no tag. Nice toss. So the runner goes from second to third on the tag. Runner first stays on first, but there's one away. Vargas goes down. Edgar Quiero comes to the plate. Got about 10 people watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure you like the channel or I will come get you. I will shake you vigorously until you either love me or like the video. It's your choice. Or you can choose all of the above. It's up to you. First pitch is a ball to Quiero. What is the temperature there? I see a lot of these guys wearing some warm gear. It must be pretty chilly in Chicago. This is hit hard to left field all the way out to the wall. Altuve's back, can't make the catch, and it bounces up and off the wall. That's going to score 1 run, maybe 2. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's in time. He's out at the plate. Great throw by Jeremy Pena. Altuve got it into Pena. Pena fired it home. Diaz puts the tag on. No chance for them to get that second run. That was a difficult play for Altuve because the ball went all the way out to the warning track, and he made a diving attempt for it. Let's take a quick look at it. He gave it his best effort to try to catch it, but it was over his head. He was able to play it pretty well off the wall. Look at this. Pena fires it in. One hopper. Look at that catch and play on the end of that by Diaz. Just great stuff all around there. So the Astros limit the damage there to 1 run. One guy on second base, 2 outs. White Sox up 1-0 now. There's another pitch that was close, but ball 2. Two balls and no strikes to Andrew Vaughn. Runner on second. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away for a strike. Got 1 strike finally. 2-1, 2 outs. Anything going on in the chat right now? Not yet. But feel free to join the conversation to interact with the creators and others watching this live show. That's what it says on my screen. This is hit out to right field. Cam Smith is floating over, but that's going to go into the crowd. Just off the netting. Strike 2. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Lots of 2s there. To those of you who are watching at the moment, thank you for being here. Appreciate you stopping in. Fromber Valdez is on the mound right now, trying to get out of the top, or the bottom of the first rather. He's given up 1 run, but some pretty good defensive plays by the Astros are limiting the damage. Here comes the 2-ball, 2 pitch to Andrew Vaughn. Long delay by Valdez, but here's the delivery. Grounded to Pena. Pena scoops it up, fires to first, and gets the 3rd out, and that's it. 1-0 White Sox after 1, but it could have been a lot worse. Pretty good play by Altuve, a lot of hustle, and a fast relay to home plate. An amazing catch by Diaz and perfect tag to get the 2nd out and keep the 2nd run from scoring. 2 hits for the Sox, 1 run. Astros have 1 hit. We go into the top of the 2nd. Coming up next Isak Paredes, followed by Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz. I just realized that Paredes' batting average is now 252. I know that 252 is not a good batting average, but I'm really, really impressed, and the main reason is because that means that he has pulled his batting average up quite a bit. His OPS right now is 767. Again, not stellar, but he's been pulling it up, and that's great. It's really great to see. How many Astros are under 200 in this lineup right now? Just two, Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz, but not by much. Christian Walker's batting 196. Diaz is batting 185. They still have a ways to go. They need to be batting 296 and 285. Then I'll be happy. Yainer Diaz is typically a much higher batting average guy. He's usually closer to 285 and even a little higher. So he's way off of his mark. Christian Walker, I don't know. I don't think that... actually, a lot of people were saying... I watch a lot of live streams, different talk shows and live streams about the Astros, just to keep up to date on some information and to understand what's going on here and there in the club. And one of the things that they talked about recently was this narrative that Christian Walker historically gets off to a slow start. But actually, when you look at the stats, that's not true. What he's doing right now, what he has been doing this year with this slow start, is not typical. It's not typical. He's not playing like he usually does. So we can expect him to get better. Cannon is back on the mound. He delivered 12 pitches in the first inning. Now he's facing Paredes. Here comes his first pitch of the inning. Are you kidding me? 88 miles an hour above the zone and called a strike. So they don't give him to Valdez. Oh and 1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Way outside on a sweeper. Ball 1. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard, but way up high. Is it going to be playable? Looks like it might be. Over to the dugout, and he can't reach it. It's about 4 feet out of his reach. Strike 2. Paredes will have another opportunity to smack the ball out of the park and even this game. Any comments yet besides Daniel's in the live chat? No? Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy, guys and gals. Don't be shy. Leave a message in the chat. Yo. That's pretty funny. I like watching the avatar on the screen respond to me. It's hilarious. Okay, here comes the 1-2 pitch to Paredes. Outside by at least a foot. I like how the catcher tried to frame that. It was more than a foot off the edge of the plate. And he tried to frame it. He tried to bring it all the way back in and frame it. God bless him. 2-2. Here's the count. Or here's the pitch, rather. Way inside. He didn't even try to frame that one. That was only about 5 inches inside. And he didn't even try to frame it. But the one that was way outside, he tried to frame it in the center of the plate. What kind of catcher is this guy? Full counts, no outs, no runners on. Here comes the pitch. This is hit up the middle. It's going to be down for another hit. It bounces one time into the hand of the right fielder. 2 hits for the Astros. We have ourselves a leadoff runner. Paredes goes to first on a full count hit. What a good at bat by Paredes. He gets the count full and then just hits an 89-mile-per-hour cutter right in the zone. Right up the middle, nice and smooth, perfectly placed. I forgot to show you guys the preview. Sorry about that. I'll get to that next time. I forget that I'm back home now. I have my preview screen that I can show you. It's okay. I'll get to it. Christian Walker is at the plate. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Bounce to the third base side. He backhands it. He only has one play at first base. He comes off the base, and everybody's going to be safe. How do you like that? The third baseman had to backhand that right on the line, and he wasn't able to go to second base. So he threw all the way over to first, but he just didn't make a good throw on it. You can see right here. Pulled the first baseman off the bag, and he had no chance to tag Walker. So Walker's safe on first. We have ourselves 2 base runners with no outs. Tommy Likey. That brings up Yainer Diaz with 2 on and no outs. Here comes a pitch. 90 miles an hour in the top of the zone. Once again, one of those that they don't call strikes for Fromber, but it is for the Astros. Yainer has got the hoodie tied around his head. That's hilarious. He looks so cute. Wow. Fouled that one off. That almost hit somebody, I think. Strike 2, just like that. All we need is just a little poke, a little tap, tappy, a little taparoo into the outfield. Get that little tap, tappy. Give us a runny. Here's a 0-2 pitch from Cannon. Why'd you go after that one? It was a high fastball. Fouled into the catcher's mitt for out 1. Yainer goes down on 3 pitches. It's okay. It's okay. Brendan Rodgers is actually in the game today at second base. And he is due up right now with Cam Smith on deck. Rodgers all the way down to 222. He grounds this one to third. Looks like it might be a double play ball. He dropped it at second base. He's safe. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was a double play ball. That was a double play ball hit to the shortstop. He threw it to second, and Sosa dropped the ball. So they didn't even get one out. All Astros are safe. We have bases loaded. Here we go. Take a look at this. Boom. Look at that. Walker safe. Something about Walker is making them not be able to make those plays, right? He was safe at first. Now he's safe at second. Bases loaded up. Bases juiced with 1 out. Man, big at bat for Cam Smith. Here's the pitch. Check swing, but they call it a strike. That was in the top of the zone. Can't argue with that. 91 mile per hour pitch. It was a cutter. Bases juiced with 1 out. Good opportunity here. Here comes a pitch to Smith. Cam takes that one. Ooh, that could have been a strike. I can't believe it was not called a strike. Low and away in that outside edge, outside corner on the sweeper. The pitcher shook his head, but he should have gotten it. But you know what? It's nice to see it going both ways. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Cam Smith rips that one into the dugout of the White Sox. Strike 2. Come on, Cam. Let's crank the cams. Let's get that camshaft going. Come on, man. Blow this game up. Here we go. Here's the pitch. 1-2. First career grand slam. Make it happen. He fouls it back. 95 mile per hour fastball. Count remains 1-2. Trading View says cheers. Thank you for being here. Cheers to you. Still need some more subs. I've been sitting at 289 subs for a long time. I'm not sure what's going on there. 1-2 pitch on the way again. Outside and low. Good take by Cam Smith. 2-2 is the count. Cannon now up to nearly 30 pitches. He's already thrown 16 this inning. If it's up to me, he'll throw at least 16 more. This is hit up the middle. It's going to be a line drive out. Broke the bat. Nobody is able to advance. That could have been a single, but because of the broken bat, it just didn't go anywhere. Out number 2, but nobody is thrown out. No double play, so bases juiced still. 2 away. Jake Myers comes to the plate, the man with the plan. This is a tremendous opportunity for Jake Myers. In his career, he only has one grand slam, but only batting 147 with with bases loaded. That's crazy. Swing and a miss, low and outside on that sweeper. 1-1 strike. Man, all we need is a simple single. With 2 outs, everybody will be running. Just get it into the outfield and get it on the ground. Here comes the pitch. High and outside, ball 2. My hope is that this pitcher doesn't really respect Myers too much and gives him a pitch that Myers can punish him on. Here comes the 2-1 strike pitch. This is grounded to the infield. Should be easily done. It's flipped to second out, number 3. That's it. So the Astros strand their base runners. Holy cow. We start off the inning with runners on second and first with no outs. No outs. And then we get bases loaded with 1 out. We come away with absolutely nothing. The only 2 hits that inning were the first 2 leadoff hits. After that, absolutely nothing. Astros shut themselves down and talked themselves out of scoring. Absolutely terrible. Casey Jones, good to see you back, man. Thank you so much. Casey says, just got the alert. Go Astros ESPN pitch feed on the other tab. Gotcha. I've got 0.15 on Bitcoin on Coinbase. Ah, okay. Is this like a bet? You're betting Bitcoin on the game? Is that right? Pretty interesting. I guess that's possible. I haven't heard of that, but I'm not surprised. Betting Bitcoin on games. I'd like to be able to figure out how to remove this background, this checkered background. He said, no, I see trading view symbol here. Trading view. Trading view. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I'm surprised that I actually got all of my information on the screen correct today before the live stream began. Sometimes I forget something and I have to go back and change it, like changing the other team's logo, changing the pictures, changing the names, or changing the location, like which field or stadium, etc. But today I got it all straightened out in time, plus I added my avatar on screen, so I bought Bitcoin over the years. Well, Casey, I wish I had bought it when it first came out. I'd be super rich right now, obviously. But, it's one of those things that you just can't really know. Hindsight, they say, is 20/20. But you can't really know. And honestly, I believe that if we truly believe that we are rich, then we will become rich. We don't have to work, really hard or figure it out. It's something that will just happen. 0-1, fouled away. Lenin Sosa is at the plate. Takes that one for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. 1 strike. Bottom of the second. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Man, the bottom fell out of that curveball. 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Nope. Batter steps out of the box. Sosa wants to take a breather. One of the Astros commentators asked a funny question. He was like, are these guys allowed to wear like number 23? Like Michael Jordan's number? It's like, why wouldn't they be? This is a baseball team. It has nothing to do with the Chicago Bulls, even though they got their colors. I still don't think that... like I said before, I think the uniforms look really cool. But making their baseball uniforms represent a basketball team is not cool, I think. It's not cool. Not for the City Connect. There's a foul ball. It bounces forward. The runner goes to first. But Yainer Diaz is able to fire to first and get the out. So Fromber picks up a strikeout there on the foul tip miss. One away. 10 people watching. I've got the double digits going on. Now if I can get the double digit likes, I got 6 on the live stream. I just need 4 more, and that'll be to my minimal goal. Framber Valdez is now facing Bobby Dahlbeck. First pitch to him is a changeup for strike 1. 93-mile-an-hour changeup. Next pitch on the way. That looked good. But you can see, if you just saw that pitch, you can see that's what the umpire's been doing to Fromber. Right in the edge or the top of the zone and then calling it a ball. So it's 1-1 now. Here's the next pitch. This is hit to the right side. Brendan Rodgers dives but can't get to it. That's going to be another single, an opposite field hit for Dahlbeck. Runner on first. Brooks Baldwin comes to the plate with a runner on first, one out rather. Here comes the pitch. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. 1-0. Shoot says, I'll be at the game Saturday and Sunday. Man, that's pretty cool, Shoot. I'll be broadcasting those games too. They are at 3 in the morning for me, but I've got them scheduled to live stream. So if you bring a radio or something you want to listen in, you can. But probably the game will be a little bit before. My live stream will be a little bit behind. Even though I'm watching the game live, it's not 100% live. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'd love to be in the stadium and call the game. That'd be the ideal thing. Low and inside, ball 2. Misses with the changeup. You know, because of various reasons, I've considered, if I should come back to the U.S. for a little while I recover, but the door hasn't opened for that, so I remain here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Grounder through the hole. Pena stops it. He has no play, though. So, couldn't make a play at second or first. Another hit for the White Sox. Probably see a preview here if you take a look at this. Good play by Pena to stop the ball. Great catch. But by the time he came up, he just didn't have anywhere to throw the ball to. That's unfortunate. That brings up Michael Taylor. How do you like that? Defensive outs above average. A defensive player who has made more outs that are above the average. Jeremy Pena is leading the way with 5. Second place guy is tied with a bunch of others for 4, but Pena is number 5. His defense has stepped up this year big time. So out of the first 8 batters of this game, Fromber has given up 4 hits. And despite the 2 errors by the White Sox, the Astros are down 1-0. Here comes the first pitch to Taylor. Swing and a miss, an 89-mile-per-hour changeup. Good pitch by Fromber. Oh, I got 290 subs. I picked up a sub. Whoever subbed, thank you very much. If you're here and listening, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. 10 more to 300. Next pitch is another swing and a miss on a changeup. Strike 2, 0-2. That's a nice change. Maybe Fromber can pick up a K here. Come on, Fromber. Why don't you go all breakfast cereal and give us a special K? It's ridiculous. Outside, ball 1. That curveball missed by about 6 inches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That would be kind of a funny nickname for a pitcher, wouldn't it? Special K. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Way high and outside. Diaz fakes a throw to second, and the runner goes back. Couple of guys still on base, first and second with 1 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Here's the pitch from Fromber. Right in there, strike 3. 94 miles an hour, right on that inside edge. Perfectly placed. Thankfully, the umpire realized, oh yeah, this is a strike. Well, you know, those others were probably a strike too, now that I think about it. That's my inner guess as to how he sounds when he's thinking to himself. Whew, man, I'm going to be so busy the next few days. I got a lot of stuff to do. Besides live streaming, man, so busy. Chase Madroth comes to the plate. Oh, yeah, that's right. First pitch is inside for a ball. Top of the lineup for the White Sox. He has a single, and he scored the only run in the first inning. Here comes the pitch. Curveball right in there. Beautiful pitch. 76 mile per hour. That one took a long time to develop, but it went right in there. Fromber getting off to a slow start these first couple of innings. Too much traffic on the bases. I guess that means he'll settle down after this. That one's tapped. Just fouled down the third baseline. Strike 2. See how much closer we are to 10 likes. 7 right now. 3 more to go. 3 more likes on the live stream to get to 10. And once I'm at 10, I will say, let's get to 20. And once we get to 20, I'll say, let's get to 1,000. Here comes the next pitch to... Whoop. Madroth, he hits it through the hole, and that's going to score another run. The throw comes home, but it's way too late. I don't even know why he bothered. 2-0 White Sox. 2 hits for Madroth now in this game against Fromber. 2 for 2. Take a look at this. Right over the plate. Just left it right over the plate. Past Pena into left field. That's unfortunate. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Luis Robert Jr. comes to the plate. He walked on 4 straight pitches his last at bat. Here comes the pitch to him. 76 miles an hour in the low part of the zone. Fouled off. Strike 1. 291 subs. Woohoo! I have another one. 2 subs in the past few minutes. That's great. Let's keep it up. 9 more to get to 300. 300 will be a nice benchmark for me, or a nice milestone, rather. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Robert Jr. fouls it back, a 93 mile per hour sinker, and 0-2 is the count. As long as Fromber doesn't just leave one over the plate, we should get some more Special K right here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Woo, just barely missed outside with a curveball. Couple of inches outside. Taken for ball 1. 5 hits for the White Sox in 2 innings with 2 runs. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Robert Jr. Inside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, shoot, if you're still there, how much does it cost to go to these games? The Saturday and Sunday game, and where are your seats at, and what area? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Robert Jr. hits it up the middle, but caught by Brendan Rodgers, who takes it himself on second for the third out. But 3 more hits and another run given up by Fromber. So 2-0. The Astros go into the top of the third, trailing by a couple of runs. They're going to have to wake up their bats. You know, I don't care too much about Fromber giving up 2 runs or even 3 runs. What I care about is, are the Astros bats going to score at least 4 runs? If I don't see at least 4 runs on the board, then they're not even giving themselves a chance to win. They can't just rely on excellent pitching. They literally have to come out and hit the ball. Not just get on base, but they have to drive the runners in. They can't just keep stranding runners on base. Got to take care of that. Got to take care of it. Let's see here. Let me check a couple of other things, see what's going on. Anything interesting? Not too much. Just looking at some other things. That's funny. I just saw this meme of a guy asking a girl out. He says, "Do you want to eat together?" And she says, "No, I don't." And he says, "Coffee?" And she says, "I don't drink coffee." And then he says, "At least a glass of water?" And she says, "I stopped drinking water." Oh, that's so sad. So sad. But there's some truth in it. Women sometimes will say the strangest things. They try so hard to come up with these excuses and be creative, just to get out of being confrontational, or they're trying to avoid the situation, and I understand that. They're scared of the guy's reaction. Sometimes women say, "I just don't want to hurt his feelings," but I don't think that's true. I don't think it's about hurting feelings. I think it's about trying to avoid confrontation. Pena's back at the plate. First pitch to him is hit out into right field, all the way out to just shy of the warning track, taken in by the right fielder. And that's 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Jonathan Cannon, that's his 35th pitch of the game. He had 34 pitches in just 2 innings. Jose Altuve comes to the plate, my personal hero. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. He got thrown out at second, but Jordan came up and flew out after that, so didn't really matter too much. Here comes the first pitch to my hero. Right in there, 89 miles an hour on the cutter. No doubter for strike 1. But I'm glad to see that Altuve's just not swinging at the first pitch every time. He's being a little patient. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Good take there. Good 5 inches above the zone. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Altuve. This is high also, and he pops that one up on the infield. The first baseman is in foul territory, and he makes the catch. So Altuve's out. He didn't even drop his bat. He just kind of carried his bat with him down the line, and that's it. 2 up and 2 down. 4 pitches for Cannon only for 2 outs. Completely opposite of the way he's been pitching the first couple of innings. Yordan Alvarez is at the plate. Here's the first pitch. Right on the outside. Don't know why the umpire called that a strike. He doesn't call it a strike for Fromber. 0-1 is the count. Yordan just batting .216 for the season. He had a couple of monster hits the other day. A double off the wall followed by a homer, like 430-something feet. It was crazy. 0-2 is the count after that miss. Inside, woo, that could have been strike 3 right on the edge of the plate. That was a dangerous take right there. You can't take a pitch like that. You're lucky, Yordan. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Astros trying to just give up, looks like, in this inning. But you know, I won't say that. I've seen the Astros rally with 2 outs. I mean, the other day they had a rally, scored a lot of runs with 2 outs. They could do it again. They've done it a lot of times before. That pitch is really high, ball 3. Maybe with 2 outs, Cannon doesn't have to be too dangerous with his pitches. He can kind of pitch around Jordan. The next batter is Isaac Paredes. Here comes the next pitch. That's in there. Swing and a miss. Well, he didn't have to do it after all. He just threw an 88-mile-per-hour pitch right in the middle of the zone. Jordan couldn't handle it. You know, why not? I guess maybe he just knew that he's in a slump. Maybe I can get one by him, and he did. That's the end of the top of the third. Astros do absolutely nothing. 3 up and 3 down. No hits, nothing. 2 errors for the Sox, but 5 hits and 2 runs for the Astros. No errors, 2 hits, and goose egg on the board. Ooh, man. Goodness gracious me. I wonder if I can see who my new subscribers are. Might be able to do that. Let me see. I'm going to open up my Creator Studio and see if I can get that information. Current subscribers. Where can I see? Oh, recent subscribers. Well, I do see a few people. Home Run 54 and Croker. I don't know if these are my most recent subscribers, but I would say welcome to you. And I've got several other people who've subscribed. And some of you I've talked to in the live stream. Like Will Bite, thank you for being here whenever you're here. John Wiggle, Mel Wood, local Ocean. Becorf, Corf, that's how you say your name. Somebody who goes by the name Jose Altuve. I'm so happy to have Jose Altuve subscribe to my channel. That's awesome. He's my hero. Very interesting. But guys, I will say this as it relates to my channel's getting, I guess you could say, monetized. I've reached the minimal number of viewing hours, watch hours, that I have to have. So that's an achievement I've reached. Now I need about 209 more subscribers in order to reach the first level of monetization. Framber Valdez tosses his first rock at Miguel Vargas, low and outside for ball 1. That pitch is also outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Vargas. Vargas, one of the few batters that Valdez has been able to get out so far in this game. Quiero is on deck. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Low and inside, ball 3. 3 straight balls to Vargas. Here comes the next pitch. Strike on the outside edge. Valdez got lucky there. That one has been called a ball so many times by the umpire. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That was right in the middle, grounded straight to Walker, who throws over to first. I'm sorry, Paredes to Walker, that is. I had it backwards. Out number 1. Good play there by Paredes. And that brings up Edgar Quiero. Here comes the first pitch. Right in there, 90-mile-per-hour changeup, strike 1. Next pitch is hit up the middle, but Pena's right there to make the play at first base, or to first base, rather. Out number 2. Quiet inning so far. That's what I'd like to see for Framber. 2 outs. Andrew Vaughn comes to the plate. Here comes the first pitch. Low and inside, in the dirt. Ball one. In case you needed me to say that. Next pitch. Man, should have been a strike. Called a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. 91-mile-per-hour changeup right in the zone. Strike 1. 2-1 is the count. Melwood says, tuning in from Conroe, Texas. Big thunderstorms all afternoon here. Hey, Mel, it's funny you say that because I checked out the weather in Shreveport, Louisiana earlier, and they said they had the same thing. Heavy thunderstorms and warnings about the weather there. Looks like a lot of that going through Texas and Louisiana right now. That ball is in the dirt and bounces to the backstop for ball 3. 3-1. Here comes the next pitch from Valdez. Strike 2. Full count. Two outs, no runners on. Full count. Here comes the pitch from Fromber. Grounded foul off to the first base side. Should I give myself a terrible glass of weak coffee or a strong, fresh one? I'm going to do the weak one because I've already had a lot of coffee this morning. 3-2. Once again on the way. Swing and a miss. The Special K. Strike 3 and out 3. We go into the top of the 4th. Astros down 2-0 to the old dirty White Sox. Dirty White Sox. Let's see if the Astros can do something in this next inning. Who do they have coming up to bat? Let's take a lookie. Let's take a lookie. Isaac Paredes is due, followed by Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz. Actually, Paredes and Walker had back-to-back, I wouldn't say necessarily hits, because Paredes was a hit, but Walker got on because of a throwing error. But we did get back-to-back base runners before, and they were stranded. Let's hope that they can do something similar this inning as far as getting on base, but maybe we can actually drive them in this time. Polish Ninja says, let's go Astros. New subscriber, thank you so much. I noticed that I have a couple of new subs. I was at 289, now I'm at 291. Still not quite at my goal of 300. I was hoping to be at 300 by the end of last month, by the end of April, but it just didn't happen. I don't know why. I got up to 290, and then it went down to 289. I lost a sub, and it just stayed there for a really, really long time. I really don't know why. Last summer, when I started this channel, just in 1 month, it went up to like 250 subscribers, from 0 to 250 within like a month. And I realized that whenever the season ended, there wasn't much for me to do, and subscribers stalled. But since I've been doing the games this year, subscribers have been really, really slow. Over the past month, I think I've only gotten around 30. But let's hope that that picks up. Paredes is at the plate. Here comes the first pitch. He hits that sky high. It looks like it might be playable by the catcher, and it is. He puts it away for out number 1. So Paredes fouls out. Paredes goes to the dugout after one swing, and Christian Walker comes to the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Cannon. Walker takes that one a little outside for ball 1. Sinker on the outside. Here's the next pitch. Way outside on a cutter. That one Cannon almost lost complete control of. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, no runners on. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Right in there on the outside edge for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. At work at the Johnson Space Center. Thank you for the game. Hey, Polish, that's pretty cool. Space City, baby. Here's the next pitch. Walker fouls that one off. It's on the outside edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I appreciate you giving me gratitude for doing the game. You know, I just decided to do it for various reasons. I'm hoping the channel can grow. There's not a whole lot I can do for work right now because of health condition. So I decided to try to do this. I'm in Japan, by the way, doing the live stream. I'm in Hiroshima, just east of the main city in a small town called Onomichi at the moment. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Just a little high. Good take by Walker, and that's a full count. 3-2. And by the way, Polish, as far as space is concerned, I just got a Starlink set for my old house out in the countryside because I bought a really old house here in Japan, and they don't have any internet out there. That's hit hard to left field. That's going to drop, go all the way to the wall. Walker should be able to get the second. He's running and makes it standing up. Walker with the double. The line drive shot all the way out to the wall. 2 out double. Take a look at this. I'll show you the hit. He strokes it out to left field. Just about 1 bounce and then to the wall. Stand up double. No, it's just 1 out. I'm sorry, not 2 outs. Runner on second for Yainer Diaz. That ball's in the dirt. Good catch by the catcher. I don't know how he stopped that ball. That's crazy. Here's another look at that hit by Walker. Sinker. He just went right through it. 1 ball, no strikes to Diaz. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Woo, that was a beautiful looking pitch. A sweeper with a lot of movement, but catcher couldn't frame it properly. Ball 2. Yainer did strike out, I believe, on 3 pitches his last at bat. And he has since removed his hood that he was wearing to keep himself warm. Timeout called by the umpire. Diaz steps back into the batter's box. Walker on second, 1 out. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch to Diaz. This is hit up the middle, all the way to center field. It's going to the wall. It's off the wall. It's off the base of the wall. Walker will score, no problem. And Diaz is all the way to the second with a double. We have back-to-back doubles, guys. 2-1 Astros. Wow, these doubles were shots. 1 hopper off the wall in left field for Walker, and then off the base of the wall in center field for Diaz. Now they're ripping the ball somehow. Just suddenly they are crushing it. Me likey. That brings up Brendan Rodgers. Here's the first pitch to Rodgers. Right in there for strike 1. I'm sure we'll get a replay right now. Here it comes. There it is. Nice stroke by Diaz all the way out to the center field wall. Next pitch to Brendan Rodgers is in there. 2 straight pitches for strikes taken by Rodgers. Nice hit by Diaz right over the head of the center fielder. 0-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch to Rodgers in the dirt inside. Ball 1. I guess I can keep pouring some more coffee here. Takes so long to make one cup. Got to wait for it to filter down through. Here comes the pitch. 1-2 count. Diaz on second. Whoa, way up and in. Almost hit Rogers. He dropped his bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Almost clipped him. Dangerous pitch there. 59 pitches on the way with this next delivery from Cannon. Here's the delivery. This is grounded to third, but just barely foul. Count remains 2-2. Let's go indeed, Polish. But yeah, I was gonna say earlier, Polish, that I ordered a Starlink set, and it just came in a few days ago. I'm gonna go set that up at my house out in the countryside, so I can do my live streaming from there. Here's the pitch. Rogers goes down swinging on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside edge, out number 2. And that brings up Cam Smith. Here's the first pitch to Smith. He takes that one just barely low out of the zone for ball 1. 85-mile-per-hour changeup. He did have a broken bat line drive earlier. Would have been a base hit if he hadn't broken his bat. He had a good swing, good strike, just broke the bat. Here comes the pitch. He grounds that one to third. It should be an easy play by the third baseman. He makes the throw. Is it there? It's very close, but they say they got him for out number 3. But we got 1 run. 2-1. We're going to go into the bottom of the 4th. The bottom of the 4th. Astros down 2-1. How many hits now? 4 hits for the Astros, 5 hits for the Sox. 2 errors in the same inning for the Sox, but none for the Astros. We've got a dozen people watching, or I've got my 10 likes on the live stream. So there's my minimal desired goal. 10 likes on the live stream. Thank you so much. Now for my ideal 20 likes. Let's see if we can get there. If you haven't liked the live stream already, please do so, and I will thank you in advance for that. Halfway there. Just halfway there. And the game's not even halfway over yet, so there's plenty of time to get to 20 likes. Let's do it. Let's do it. If any of you are interested in buying me a coffee or sending me a couple of bucks to help me out with the expenses of the live stream, I'd appreciate it. Some people think, just doing live streaming is not costly. Well, that's not true. My high-speed internet costs me money. Plus, my layout that you see on the screen costs me money to set up. Plus, my scoreboard that you see on the screen costs me money to set up. Plus, my yearly subscription for MLB Network costs me money. So, I've already spent several $100s just to get things going, plus monthly fees. So it's not free for me to do the live streaming for you guys. Plus, it takes time. It takes a lot of my time, not just a few hours to do the game, but preparation time and making images and thumbnails and all that sort of thing. And I'm continually trying to find ways to optimize things and make them nicer for you on the screen. So, considering my health situation and other obligations, if you're able to just toss me a donation here and there, I appreciate it. Fromber is back on the mound. It's the bottom of the 4th. That ball is a little outside. He's facing Lenyn Sosa again. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Sosa struck out his last at bat. He hits this one. This next pitch out into center field, Myers is on the run and catches it on the warning track. Good play by Myers. Yeah, Fromber's kind of done so far what I said he would probably do, which is kind of calm down after those first couple innings. He's retired 5 batters in a row since then. Typical Fromber, if he gets a little shaky early, he tends to settle down. Good thing is that he's only given up 2 runs, and the Astros are only down by 1. Here comes the next pitch. This is going to be to Bobby Dahlbeck. Curveball just low, ball 1. My weak cup of coffee is ready. Here comes the pitch. Way outside for ball 2. Are you guys aware of what Americano coffee is? Do you know what that is? Here's the 2-0 pitch. Right in there, but fouled off for strike 1. Basically, Americano coffee is American style coffee, and you might ask yourself, what is American style coffee? It basically means weak coffee. Compared to Italian coffee, it's quite weak. Ground ball to Rogers, who plays it over to first base to get the out, and that's out number 2. So 6 retired in a row after that nice, easy ground ball. 1 out away from going to the top of the 5th. Blah, 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 blah. If I can talk, if I can get my words out. Help me get my words out. Here comes the first pitch to Baldwin. He bunts that down the third baseline, and it's going to go foul. Good play by Paredes. He scoops it up after it goes foul. Strike 1. That could have been a difficult play. Probably a good choice to let it go. But anyway, what I was saying about coffee is when I first came to Japan, I saw a vending machine in Tokyo, and it had like 100 different choices. That's an exaggeration, but it felt like that. When you see a vending machine and the whole front of the vending machine is covered with choices and different types of coffees, one of those is weak coffee. And I thought, what? Weak coffee? Who wants that? Here's a 0-1 pitch. Right at the bottom of the zone. Good changeup. Strike 2. 0-2 is the count against Baldwin. But what I realized is that weak coffee is basically Americano coffee. That's what it means. So here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt for ball 1, 1-2. Yeah, Americano light roast, Casey. That's right. Light roast. Well, milk and sugar, no, Americano doesn't mean milk and sugar. You can add it, of course, but if you just order an Americano, you're just going to get black coffee. You have to request the milk and sugar if you want. Next pitch misses the mark above the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, not pressed, not espresso or Cuban style. That's right, because if you make it that way, it's stronger. Swing and a miss. A special K for Fromber. Strikeout number 3, is that right? Is that 3 strikeouts for Fromber? Let me see. Let me take a look here on the screen to see. No, strikeout number 4 for Fromber. Excellent, said the chicken. So we go into the top of the 5th. 2-1, Astros are trailing just by 1 run. The game's still very much within their reach. Let's see here. Let me take a quick look at a couple of stats. Yeah, I want to click this. I hate these HTML ads that pop up on the screen. I have to believe that it's engineered this way on purpose so that right before you're about to click, the screen changes. So the thing you tried to click on turns out to be you clicking on an ad instead. I think that's deliberate. It really annoys me. Yeah, Cannon he's got a pitch count of up to, he's already at 62. So he's averaging more than 15 pitches per inning, and that's a little high. I mean, the first couple of innings, he was really high. He had a ton of pitches, and he calmed down a little bit after that. But I think the Astros can light him up. They just haven't driven in their base runners. So they need to get on that really quick before Cannon gets taken out. They could take him out this inning. This could be his last inning if they just hit the ball and drive in their runners. Jake Myers, I believe, is at the plate for the Astros. He'll be the next batter. And then back to the top of the order, Jeremy Pena and Jose Altuve. First pitch to Myers is a swing and a miss, a 92-mile-per-hour pitch in the lower part of the zone. 0-1. Myers grounded out into a fielder's choice his last at bat. Woo, that was a beautiful looking sweeper, but it just barely missed below the zone. Myers got lucky there on that take. 79 miles an hour. 1-1 was a nasty pitch. Here comes the pitch. This is hit hard to left field, and that's going to be down for a single. That was another slider. Myers went after it and got it. Wow. Man, what a beautiful hit. Look at the movement on that ball, and Myers went after it and got that sweeper on the outside edge of the plate. Take a look at this. Just grabbed it, put it into left field. Man, good job there, Mr. Baseball. That brings up Jeremy Pena. Here comes the pitch. That one's just on the outside edge, but called a ball. Not framed well by the catcher. A pop out and a fly out for Pena today. Let's see if he can straighten that out into a powerful hit. 1 ball, no strikes. This is hit hard right to the right side. Myers might be able to go to third. No, he stops at second. But there we go. 2 singles, opposite field single by Pena. And now we're cooking with gas. Take a look at that. Right through that big gap on the right side. Not quite enough time for Myers to get over to third, but I'm not complaining. We've got ourselves no outs. 2 runners on. Jose Altuve comes to the plate. The man with the plan. And he doesn't know it, but he has my heart. He took my heart. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt. He gets it down the third baseline, but it's foul. I see what he was trying to do there. Little surprise bunt. Oh, and 1 is the count. No outs. Maybe he was doing what he's done before. He lulls them into thinking he's going to bunt, and then he fires away. He did that the other day, and it worked out really well. Let's see if he does it again here. He shows bunt again, and he fouls this one off. He got really irritated about the result there. 0-2. Oh, and 2's the count against Altuve. Here comes the pitch. This is grounded to third. The third baseman's going to take it to the plate, and he tries to throw to first. That was a terrible throw. Did you see that? that was not even. You can't even really call that a throw. He just grounded it in the ground. They're going to show. No, they're not going to show a replay of that. But that was ridiculous. Runners remain on first and second, but 1 away. That was hilarious, that throw to first. If you guys saw that, it was so bad. It looked like a child, it looked like a child's league. He grabs the ball, he makes the play with a step on third, and then he grounds it into the grass trying to throw to first. That's what it looked like to me, like a child trying to make that play. Jordan comes to the plate. He's got runners on, guys. He does better. I told you before, he focuses better and he hits the ball better when he has people on the base. And right now he has 2 people on with 1 out. Great opportunity here. Here comes the pitch from Cannon. Alvarez swings and misses. That ball was on the inside. 90-mile-per-hour cutter. Strike 1. Got almost 20 people listening in right now. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to like the stream. Do me a favor and help me out. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Alvarez takes that one outside. Good take. Too far outside to be swinging at. The count is even, 1-1. Pena and Altuve on the bases. We got our 2 fastest runners on. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Alvarez. He takes that one low. Good. 2 balls and 1 strike. Make him pitch. Cannon up to 72 pitches now. Here in the top of the 5th. Sin went into the stands, my friend. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, fouled away. Low in the zone. 90 miles an hour. The count is even. 2-2. 15 likes now. Awesome, guys. I'm almost at my ideal goal for the day, which is 20 likes. Just need 5 more. Just 5 more likes on the live stream to get to my ideal goal for the day. Help me get there. Alvarez is back in the box. The count is 2-2. 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. Inside, almost clipped him. The count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Big moment for the Astros right here. And Jordan. Here's the pitch. He hits that straight up into the air into left field, but the shortstop is out. And he's easily able to make that catch. Jordan just walks away with the bat in his hands. 2 away. Jordan goes down. So who's the man with the opportunity now? That would be Isaac Paredes. Paredes does have a hit this game. And he popped out his last at bat. Popped out. But he's batting .320 this year with runners in scoring position. Let's see what he can do here. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, good take for ball 1. Here comes the pitch. That's in the bottom outer edge of the zone. Outer corner, rather. Strike 1. 1-1 is the count. Come on, Paredes. We don't need much just to tie the game. But a big hit here would be even better. Just do something. This is hit opposite field out to right ball. It's going to be an easy fly ball. And that's it. The right fielder takes it for out number 3. Once again, the Astros strand runners in scoring position. And that seems to be the theme of the game right now. Some people might even say the theme of the season, just leaving runners stranded on base. It is definitely a problem that the Astros need to overcome. Yeah, no beans for Houston. Not right now, Casey. Definitely not right now. I don't want to feel like it's inevitable, but when I see runners on base, even if they don't have any outs, it's like, oh, we have runners on first and second with no outs. They're going to strand them. It's easy to be cynical when you've seen it so many times, and I don't want to be that way. I want to have a better positive outlook. But the bats really need to come through. The Astros are pretty good at getting these little hits and getting people on or finding ways to get on base. But they haven't been driving them in. It's like, okay, guys, we got on base. We did our job. And then they just kind of sit on their hands. That's the way it feels. I know that that's not the way that it is. But something's going on with the Astros hitting, their hitting coach, and their discipline and their mindset. It needs to be adjusted somehow. Coffee reference, yeah. Yeah, no beans. Not even a bean ball. You can't say that they've been taken out of this game. They've been given every opportunity by this pitcher. Jonathan Cannon has delivered them every opportunity to score runs, and they just haven't done it. They're making him look a lot better than what he is. The Astros have 6 hits this game, and they've stranded many runners. They've left 19 on base. So you can't say that, wow, Cannon has done such a good job. No, absolutely not. His pitch count is really high. He's given up a lot of base runners, but the Astros just haven't driven them in. Framber Valdez is back on the mound. He's facing Michael Taylor. That first pitch is a little low and inside for ball 1. 21 watching right now, following along. That's great. 22, sweet. 17 likes, just 3 more to get to 20, my ideal goal for the day. Swing and a miss by Taylor. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Whoops. Changed it to 2 balls by accident. Just made that correction. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. Baby on the way. That's a bad baby. Outside, 77 mile per hour curveball misses the mark by a substantial margin. 2 balls and 1 strike to Taylor. Framber goes into the windup for the next pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 88 miles per hour. A pitch that would make even Doc Brown happy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. What are you guys doing recently? Framber takes a little breather. The batter takes a breather. You know, I'm living in a small town called Onomichi. Onomichi is pretty famous in Japan for their special ramen. Just like a lot of towns in Japan, I think. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Framber picks up the Special K. Serves up a little bit more breakfast for us, for those of you who are hungry for a little Special K. Framber serves it up right there. Yummy. Daddy Framber, would you pour me another bowl of that Special K? He's trying to work on it. That first pitch is in there for a strike to chase Madroth. How do you say his name? What kind of a name is that? Strike 2. My daddy Framber Valdez is trying to serve me up another bowl of Special K. 2 singles for Madroth today. An RBI and a run. Let's see if he can get struck out here. He is. Holy cow. Another bowl of Special K. Madroth says that he foul-tipped it and it went into the dirt. So they're having a little discussion about it today. Diaz tags Madroth and the umpire calls him out, and Madroth's arguing about it. And now the coach is coming out to have a little chit-chat with the umpire about it. He doesn't like the call. All right, another Special K. Thank you, Daddy Framber. He's listening to me. So I asked Framber, please, can I have another bowl of Special K? And he says, you know what? Why not? Why not? Oh, no, the very next pitch. Oh, my gosh. Louis Robert Jr. comes to the plate on the very first pitch, hits it out to right center field over the fence. Solo home run, just like that. So Framber's doing so well and suddenly just gives up a home run. 3-1 Sox. That's what happens when you lose focus just for a moment. Strikes out 2 batters back to back. And then puts one right over the plate to the very next batter. And not playable by Myers. Goes right out. Holy cow. Why, Daddy, why? That first pitch to the next batter, Miguel Vargas, is a ball on the outside. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2. Jordan says, new subscriber and a big thumbs up. Thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 1 like away from 20 for the day. That's awesome. 90-mile-per-hour changeup should have been a strike on the outside edge, but called a ball. 3 balls and no strikes to Miguel Vargas. Here comes the 3-0 delivery. And that one's way low. 4-pitch walk. You can see that Fromber's a little irked right now. Giving 2 strikeouts. Serving up 2 strikeouts. And then just putting a pitch on a platter for the next batter to knock out of the park. And then a 4-pitch walk. Starts off awesome. Delivering up to special Ks and then home run and a 4-pitch walk. Here comes the next pitch to the next batter. I almost said the previous batter. We're going back in time here. Edgar Quiero is at the plate. Another ball. Ball 1 outside. 5 straight balls now by Fromber. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. 92-mile-per-hour sinker. 1-1. Casey says, Onomichi, Port City full of cats. Yeah, there are a lot of cats here. They've even got a cat alley. You walk down the alley, you can see a lot of cats there. Not as many as I was expecting, but they're there. That ball gets away from Yiner, bounces way into the air. Vargas is easily able to get to second base on that wild pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike to Quiero. Yiner is holding his wrist. Apparently that ball bounced off his wrist. Let's see if we can get a replay there. You can see him. He's putting his glove back on now, but he was holding that wrist. Oh, I'll be right back, guys. I got a delivery. Okay, guys, I'm back. I was waiting on a delivery from Japan Post, and they just brought it to me. And of course, while I'm gone, bad things happen. 4-1. 4-1. The Sox just got another run. Oh my gosh, I get up for 30 seconds, and just like that, it's 4-1. What in the world happened? Come on, show me a replay. Show me a replay. It looks like maybe a single. A single drives in the run. Yeah, now the Astros bullpen is warming up. But I got my delivery. Lenin Sosa is due up, or he's on deck. Andrew Vaughn is actually batting now, so I guess it was Quiero that hit the single. Andrew Vaughn, first pitch is on the way. He's 0 for 2 today. That ball's in there for strike 1. Man. Poor Valdez. Astros down by 3 now. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 is the count. I apologize for having to get up and get away from the keyboard for a second, but you know, if I don't catch it, this package has been, they attempted to deliver it several times, and I knew that I would definitely be at home during this time, and that's why I told them to deliver it now. What a great catch. Holy cow by Brendan Rodgers. A line drive, and he leaped. He leaped to make that catch. What an amazing grab for out number 3. Holy cow. You guys got to see this. Take a look at that. How in the world did he catch that ball? What a catch by Brendan Rodgers to get the Astros out of that inning. Man, what a play. It's too bad we didn't get that earlier before a couple more runs were tacked on the board, but Fromber has pitched 5 innings. He's given up 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, had a couple of good innings in the third and the fourth, and he started off the 5th with 2 strikeouts and then gave up 2 runs. He went from cruising, he settled down and he was cruising, and then he just suddenly got shaken up. But you know, that's, you guys probably already know that that's Fromber. I believe that this package I received in the mail today is the custom made jewelry that I ordered for a lady that means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Oh wow, it looks like they even included a bracelet as like an extra special thank you gift. That's nice. This is beautiful. I know you guys can't see it, but it comes wrapped in a custom made little burlap bag, and it has a special note that I had them include in Vietnamese because she is Vietnamese, and it was custom made for her birthday. But it's really cool that they included this special bracelet with it. It's such a long story. Some of the things that I'd like to say about my relationship with her, it's difficult to explain. Maybe some other time. Christian Walker is at the plate facing Cannon, who's still on the mound. That first pitch is in there, 92 mile per hour strike. 0-1. Top of the 6th. Astros down by 3, 4-1. Here's the pitch. Walker fouls that one off down the first baseline, strike 2. Croker says Fromber decided to go get milk and cigarettes. We'll see him at 6-6 probably. Yeah, Daddy left, and I'm still here waiting to get that milk so I can have some more Special K. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Woo, that was a dangerous take by Walker, but he luckily gets the call just below the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's a funny one, Croker. I appreciate that. That's hilarious. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sharply hit down the third baseline. Holy cow, that was barely foul. Almost an extra base hit there. Man, I've got to find where I put my fingernail clippers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. I don't know if you guys are like me, but it's like suddenly you just, out of nowhere, it's like one day all of your fingernails are the perfect length, and then the next day you're like, whoa, these are way too long. It's like they grow overnight. It's nuts. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. He had a double earlier, the only RBI that the Astros have so far. In the very first play, the very first pitch, he hits it into center field. He's got himself a single. So we have ourselves a 1-out base runner. We can take another look at it right quick. There we go, right up the middle. Boom. Good hit by Diaz. And I echo the sentiment of the Astros commentator there. He says, please let Yainer get hot. Yes, please, that would be great. Brendan Rodgers, who made the awesome catch, is at the plate now. Here comes the first pitch. That's hit up the middle also. That's going to be 2 base hits in a row. Now we have runners on first and second. Holy cow. Now, the Astros have 8 hits. Back-to-back singles. This is where they start to light Cannon up, right? I was wondering if anybody would be warming up yet for the White Sox, considering how he's up to 86 pitches, but nobody's warming up yet. Maybe they'll change that shortly. They're having a meeting on the mound now. The coach and pitching coach, I guess. And the infield is in to have a chit-chat with him. Are we at 20 likes? I just needed one more. Are we there? No, I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. 21 people watching. I just need one more like to be at 20 for the live stream, and that would be just awesome. And then I can start begging you guys for 10 more to get to 30. But 20 is my ideal for right now. At this point in my channel and this time of the season, 20 likes on the live stream while it's still going is just good. Just good. Cam Smith is at the plate with runners on first and second and 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Inside, he fouls it off with a check swing, strike 1. A line out on a broken bat and a ground out for Smith. He is hitting the ball. Just unfortunately broke the bat and lost a single there. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt. Check swing. They say he did not go. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside. 90 miles an hour. That cutter. Casey says, finally some more runners on base for Houston. Well, they've been getting runners on the base, just haven't been driving them in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Speaking of not driving them in, more runners stranded. 2 away. Jake Myers comes to the plate now. He's the next guy with the opportunity to strand the runners on base. Sorry to be cynical. Myers is 1 for 2. He does have a hit. If he could drop another one out there right now, we could get at least 1 out of it. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Good take. Ball 1. Astros leading in hits 8-7. And they're also winning the war of errors. No errors versus 2, but they're down 4-1. Here's the pitch to Myers. Myers hits it out to left field. That's going to be down for a hit. Heck yes. That'll score 1 run. Rogers is off second base and gets thrown out. Terrible running by Rogers, who cost the Astros, but at least they get 1 run. Absolutely terrible running by Rogers. What in the world was he doing there? Don't know what he was thinking. But the Astros get 1 run on the board before that. 4-2. We go into the bottom of the 6th. Astros down by 2. Well, look at the bright side. At least they didn't strand the runners to end the inning. Astros are playing great small ball, but the big bats are not doing their part. Well, you know, Croker, they're playing great small ball with an asterisk, okay? They're playing the great small ball up into a point. When they don't have runners on base, they're playing great small ball. But once they get runners on base, they're not playing good small ball. Because if they have runners in scoring position with no outs or 1 out, and then they played good small ball, they would be scoring more runs. But they only have 2 on the board. And that's because once they get their runners on base, they're just shutting down. They're not doing anything. No big hits, No little hits or few. I mean, really look at it. They have 9 hits right now. 9. And how many runners have they stranded on base? Well, let's take a look. Left on base, 21. And by the way, this is a stat that I find most interesting. Runners stranded on base versus left on base. Do you guys understand the difference? I think that left on base is a much more important number. And basically what it means is a batter comes to the plate with a runner on base. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean in scoring position. It just means a runner is on base and a batter comes up with a chance to move the runner around or score the runner, and they don't. That's called a left on base. So even if someone's on first base and a player comes up and strikes out, that's considered a left on base. How many of those do the Astros have this game? 21. Every single player on the Astros lineup right now, except for Jeremy Pena, has at least 1 left on base. Some of them have 2, 3, and Cam Smith has 6 runners left on base. Crazy. Caleb Wart is in now for Framber Valdez. Second pitch is hit high in the air to Jake Myers out in center field, who puts it away for out number 1. So 2 pitches, 1 out for Caleb Wart. And I need to change the picture on the screen of the pitcher because we have ourselves a new one, right? Caleb Wart. All right. Next batter is Bobby Dahlbeck. And that first pitch to him was way outside for ball 1 in the dirt. Here comes the next pitch. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Dahlbeck swings at this one, but he can't catch up to it. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball in the upper part of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. $23 likes now. Freaking awesome. That's great, guys. Thank you so much. Huge sweeper way outside. Man, that was a nasty looking pitch. But it just was way out. The count is even 2-2. 23 likes on the live stream. Thank you so much. That puts me over my ideal goal for the day. Now let's go with my dream goal of 30. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good pitch there by Ort to get the second out of the inning. Let's see if we get a replay on that. What a beautiful pitch. Take a look at this. Sweet. Low and inside on the cutter. Boom. 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Brooks Baldwin, lefty. Well, actually, he's batting lefty. He's a switch hitter. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Man, if I get to 30 likes today, I'll be extremely happy about that. I'm already happy about getting to the 20. I don't do that very often right now. Next pitch is a little high and outside for ball 2, a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, missing the mark. 2-0 with 2 outs, no runners on. Here in the bottom of the 6th, here's the pitch. Woo, just barely below the zone. 3 balls now and no strikes to Baldwin. Ort takes a quick breather off the mound, and then he comes back up onto the rubber. Here comes the pitch. Right in there, 95-mile-per-hour fastball, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Baldwin. Ort gets him swinging again, and he fouls that one off for strike 2. We have ourselves a full count. Three and 2. Here comes the delivery. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Strike 3. Out number 3. We go to the top of the 7th. Astros down 4-2. Man. Good inning for Caleb Ort right there. I like that. I like that a lot. 25 likes. It's great, guys. This season, I haven't had 30 likes yet on any of my videos. I've had 2, I think, that cleared 20. And just slowly but surely, the views are increasing. The likes are increasing. The subscribers are increasing. And that's great. What I hope is that I can continue to provide an interesting and valuable live play-by-play for all of you for the Astros games. And now that I'm back home and about to be out in my house in the countryside where I have a Starlink internet system set up, I believe that I'll be able to easily do that for you guys. Easily be able to do the live streams every day. My sleeping schedule is pretty much as I need it. I have a serious health issue to deal with. Just to make a long story short, it is a cancer tumor on my kidney, my right kidney, and it has really kind of infiltrated my veins a little bit, and it caused some blood clots, and causes some other issues, flow problems in my body, anemia, edema, and heart palpitations, some pains in my side, in my back, in my chest, just a variety of stuff that's uncomfortable and and a little scary maybe. But I do believe that somehow I can overcome this. I'm not relegated to, oh, I have this condition, I'm going to die, because literally that's what my doctor believes. He believes that I'll be gone within the next year or two. But I want to stick around, I'm not scared of dying, but I really want to stick around. I have some things that I want to do. So I appreciate your support, I really do. Pena's in the plate now, or at the plate rather. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Here comes the next pitch. He hits that one down the third base line. Could be difficulty for the third baseman. He fires the first and it gets him. He's able to set up and make a really strong throw. That was not a bad throw at all. See if I can show you this to you. If Pena had not hit that ball so hard, there's no way he would have been able to make that play. Still a good play, but if Pena had tapped it down the third baseline, he definitely would have been safe. Jose Altuve comes to the plate. My hero. Here's the first pitch. In the dirt for ball 1. Good take. One for 3 today with a single. Altuve batting .275 for the season. It has dropped quite a bit. Here's the pitch. Right in there. Sweeper for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Altuve. One and one. Here comes the pitch. Right on that outside edge. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike 2. Five more likes to get to 30. Let's do it. Let's do it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Altuve. He hits that one right to the third baseman. A sharp hit, played over to first. He gets the out, no problem. So, unfortunately, Altuve grounds out. 2 away. As the Astros are quietly going down so far in the top of the 7th. That brings up Yordan Alvarez, who has nobody on base. Here comes the pitch. Just a little low. Ball 1. No hits for Yordan today. Fly out, strike out, fly out. Here comes the pitch. High and outside, ball 2. Oh, by the way, Steven Wilson is on the mound for the White Sox. I forgot to change his image. I completely missed that. My bad. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Right in there on the outside edge. 2 balls and 1 strike. Do I have Steven Wilson's picture, though? That's the question. No, I do not. I'll have to download his picture. But here comes the 2-1 pitch to Yordan. Woo, just a little low. Ball 3. 3-1. This is a hitter's count right here. Here comes the pitch from Wilson. Yordan decides to go after that one. A couple of inches outside the zone and misses it. Strike 2. The count is now full. Here comes the full count pitch. Yordan waiting patiently on the long delivery. Big pause by Wilson. He finally delivers it. It's hit out into left center field. The center fielder is over. It looks like he will put it away, and he does. 1, 2, 3 inning for the White Sox. Astros go quietly into the dugout there. Yordan still struggling. Bottom of the 7th coming up. We'll see who's on the mound for the Astros in just a few moments. I think by the time I get the pitcher change for the White Sox, they're going to have a different pitcher. Steven Wilson was just in, so I'll go ahead and change that information on the screen. But pretty sure that he won't be in. That's my guess, is that he won't be in. I don't know. Some of these pitchers, they'll pitch multiple innings. Some of them don't. But we'll see. Maybe he will pitch again in the next inning. If he does, it's all good. If not, I'll change the picture to the next guy. I didn't mean to keep that up on the screen for so long. There we go. I can't leave the preview screen of the game or what's happening on the commercials or any of that. I can't keep it up on the screen for too long, or it's a copyright thing, so I have to take it down. So showing little clips is okay, but I can't just let it go and go and go and go. But sometimes I forget to turn it off. I have to toggle it on and off. 26 people watching right now. Thank you for being here wherever you are in the world. I am broadcasting from Hiroshima, Japan, in a small town east of the main city called Onomichi. I have a rental house here, and I'm going to be here this week. This should be my last week here. I've got to go and move all my stuff to my house. I bought an old house in East Hiroshima, but it is way out in the countryside, so I have several things to do out there before I can get comfortable and moved in. Taylor Scott is on the mound for the Astros, facing Michael Taylor. The first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Taylor Scott. Taylor Scott. That next pitch is a check swing, but they say he did not go. Ball 2, 2-0. Swing and a miss there, or a check swing, but he couldn't hold up. Here comes the next pitch from Scott. 2-1 pitch. He bunts it way up in the air. Fouls it off. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tristan says, do you think the Astros still have a chance to win? I have a bet but need them to win. Should I cash out? Dude, I'm not going to give you betting advice. I don't bet anyway. Even if I did bet, why would I give you betting advice? And why would you ask me? Why would you ask me for betting advice? Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Taylor Scott gets the K. So Fromber went out for milk. Just like Croker said earlier, Fromber went out for milk. Daddy left me alone. But Scott came over. He's my stepdaddy now. He gave me some more Special K. First pitch to Mydroth is outside for ball 1. No runners on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Astros down just by 2 runs. Just a little high and inside, but called a strike. The umpire liked that one for some reason or the other. How many more likes to get to 30, guys? 5 more. 5 more likes on the live stream. Help me out if you can. That's right in there. An 83 mile per hour slider for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Scott. Fouled back. Count remains 1-2. That one hit near a microphone. As soon as that foul ball hit the fence back there, the audio went out for a few moments and then slowly came back. Must have hit right on the microphone. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another Special K by my stepdaddy, Taylor Scott. He is filling me up. 2 up and 2 down for Taylor Scott. All right. Lewis Robert Jr. is at the plate, fouls that one off for strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul. Strike 2. Is Taylor Scott going to give me 3 bowls of Special K? Is he going to show that much love to me? Well, we're about to find out right here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A little off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 pitch on the way. A little low again. Man, he's there. He's right there. He's very close. Count is even, 2-2. Come on, stepdad. Step Scott. He's my step Scott. Give me some Special K. Here comes the pitch. Oh, outside and low. He's teasing me. He's teasing me. Taylor Scott has given me a bowl. He's given me the spoon, but he's withholding the Special K. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 4. He let me down there. Can you believe that? 0-2 was the count, and he came back with 4 straight balls to walk in. We have a runner on first with 2 outs. Doesn't this remind you a little bit of what Fromber did earlier, except Fromber gave up. He struck out 2 guys, then gave up a solo home run. And then he went on to give up another run that inning. He gave up 2. Scott starts this off with 2 strikeouts and then walks a guy. from an 0-2 count. Crazy. Miguel Vargas comes to the plate. Robert Jr. on first base. Here comes the first pitch from Scott to Vargas. Right in the bottom of the zone, fouled off. So after throwing 2 strikes and then 4 straight balls, he throws another strike. So with Taylor jumping out to get strikes on these batters early, see if he can shut this down right here. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Scott. Hit high in the air out to right center field. Looks playable. Myers calls it off. Calls off Cam Smith. Grabs it. And we go to the 8th. Top of the 8th. Astros down by 2. So Scott gets us through the inning without giving up anything extra. He did his job. Now if the Astros bats can do the same. Top of the 8th, guys. Top of the 8th. Tristan says, not necessarily just your opinion of who you think really wins and comes out on top. Well, you know, it's... Tristan, here's the simple thing. It doesn't matter how much I know about the Astros. It doesn't even matter if I know a ton about the Astros and the White Sox, because my opinion is going to be biased. Of course, I know and I believe that the Astros can win. So if you said who I really think wins and comes out on top, well, the Astros are only down by 2 runs, and they're playing the White Sox. So there's no reason to believe that they cannot win the game. And since I am an Astros fan, it's obvious that I want the Astros to win. I believe the Astros can win, and I think that they'll win. But giving you that information, it doesn't really help you, because I'm not coming at it from an unbiased point of view. If I were some guy who understood both of these teams really well, and I could look at the odds and tell you objectively, you know, rather than subjectively, then maybe that would be of use to you. But I have to say that my opinion doesn't really matter for you because I'm going to be biased no matter what. Of course I'm going to say that the Astros can win this game because I'm an Astros fan. Why would I say, well, I'm an Astros fan, but I don't think they can win this game? Of course they can. They're only down by 2 runs to the White Sox. Actually, if they were just down by 2 runs to any team, think about it. They beat the Padres in their series 2-1. And then they swept the Blue Jays. And then they beat the Tigers in their series 2-1. If they can beat those teams in a series, then surely they can beat the White Sox, even being down just 2 runs. There's a new pitcher in for the White Sox, Jordan Leisure. He's facing Isaac Paredes. First pitch to him is a little high and outside for ball 1. I don't think I have his picture. Jordan Leisure. Jordan Leisure. Next pitch is on the way. Low and outside for ball 2. 2 good takes by Paredes. Jordan Leisure. That's an interesting name. 3 balls and no strikes. 3 straight pitches out of the zone for Leisure. Here's the pitch. Right in there. 96 mile per hour pitch. Taken for a strike. 3-1. What an interesting name that is. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Paredes. Hit high and foul. Full count. No outs. Still sitting on 25 likes. If you haven't liked the live stream, I'd appreciate you doing that now. I just need 5 more to get to 30. That would be freaking awesome. It'd be the first time this season that I've gotten to 30. So thank you so much for helping me out with that. Let's see here. Rilo says, is Fromber done for the night? Yes, of course, he is done. The Astros already have 2 relievers that have been in, Caleb Ort and Taylor Scott. So he is done. He's been done for a couple of innings. Paredes hits that out into right field, and that's going to be out number 1. An easy, lazy fly ball. The right fielder puts it away. Out number 1. Croker says, yeah, but the Astros tend to play down to the level of bad teams more often of late. Well, yeah, that's actually been a thing since at least last year. I've heard a lot of people say that. They kind of play to the level of who they're facing. There seems to be some truth in that. And if you compare that to the way Jordan bats when he has people on base versus not, it seems to be similar. Christian Walker is at the plate, takes the first pitch for strike 1. Here comes the next pitch from Leisure. Walker swings at that one, an 88-mile-per-hour slider, low and away. Completely misses. Strike 2. Only 4 subscribers away from 300. That's awesome. If you guys are interested in listening to some more live play-by-play for the Astros, feel free to join. Click that sub button. Just 4 more to get to 300. Nice little milestone for me. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A little high. Good take by Walker. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away, no runners on right now. 10th pitch of the inning coming up for Leisure. And it's on the way. Fouled off, 97-mile-per-hour fastball. This quiet is rather quiet right now. A quiet crowd. A quite quiet crowd. 28 people following along. I'm almost at 30 people following along. It'd be nice to get 30 likes. That'd be awesome. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Christian Walker from Jordan Leisure. Hit way up in the air and luckily into the crowd. Walker remains alive for another pitch. Whoa, 32 likes. Holy freaking cow. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. 10 is my minimal goal, 20 is my ideal goal, and 30 plus is my dream goal for the streams right now. And you just helped me hit it. I'm at 299 subs. Just need 1 more for 300. That's awesome. I didn't think I was going to get there today. But that is great. In advance, thank you so much. It's a nice milestone for me to get today. Get the 30 likes. Almost at 300 subs. Just need 1 more. Who's going to be the 300th sub, I wonder? Walker is back in the box. 1-2 count from Leisure is on the way. Here comes the lob. Hit hard. Line drive at the third baseman and snagged. He just happened to be at the right spot to make that catch. Out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Astros quietly going through this inning once again. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. No base runners. First pitch to Yainer is on the way. Swing and a miss on the outside there. A double and a single for Yainer today, including an RBI. A good game for him so far. Here comes the next pitch. In the dirt outside, ball 1. 1-1. Alamo says, keep it up, bro. Thank you very much. I'll do my best. King Britt says, Astros are winning this. They definitely can. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Yainer. High and outside, ball 2. The count is 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Leisure. Too far inside. Good take by Yiner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yiner is now at 200, guys. 200 for his batting average. He's brought that up finally to 200. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Low in the zone. 86-mile-per-hour slider. The count is now full. That would have been a strike either way, so he was right to go after it. He just couldn't get the bat on it. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch from Leisure. Yiner chops it to third, just foul. Another full count on the way. Yiner takes a timeout. He's going to walk out of the box, stretch a little bit, think about what he wants to do next. We have ourselves another 3-2 pitch coming up in just a moment. Here's the rock toss from Leisure. Grounded foul again by Yiner. Just a reminder, if you are able to, I appreciate you buying me a coffee or donating to the channel. For various reasons, it would really help me out. Yiner hits that one out into center field. Pretty well hit. And it's at the wall. Did he make the catch at the wall? That's a home run. He didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. I thought he made that catch right at the wall. But it went over. How do you like that? Yiner Diaz with the homer to center field. Holy cow. Let's take a look at that again. Man, look at this. Fastball right in the zone on a 3-2 count. I thought he caught that one. The center fielder's all the way out. He jumps up and right there. Boom. Look at that. Go Yiner Diaz. He's got himself a single, a double, and a homer today. He's 1 hit away from a cycle. Hot Yiner is awesome. I like that. 4-3 Astros. Brendan Rodgers is at the plate. My bad. 0-1 with that pitch. 0-2. He takes that pitch right on the inside. Yeah, Yiner. Heck yes, Yiner. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2, here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 1. Leisure still in the game. About to deliver his 23rd pitch, and here it is. Woo! That could have been strike 3. Should have been. Should have been strike 3. But it is ball 2. See if you guys can see that. Look at where it was. Can you see that? I can't believe you didn't call that a strike. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Now that one's a strike. A swing and a miss. And that's it. Man. Brendan Rodgers goes down swinging, and that's it for the Astros this inning. But Yiner Diaz brings the Astros within 1 run. We go into the bottom of the 8th. 4-3. The Astros just barely chipping away a piece at a time. Scoring 1 run in the 4th, 1 run in the 6th, 1 run in the 8th. They only have 1 more opportunity to get back in this game. What in the world are they going to do? Croker says that's the worst feeling for an outfielder, hitting the wall at full speed, not catching the ball. Yeah. He gave it his best. He gave it his best, but Yiner put just enough beef on it to get it out of the park. That was really a great hit by Yiner. I'm glad to see him having such a great game, a single, a double, and a homer. If the game goes into extra innings, maybe he can get the cycle. Who knows? Who knows? Check my messages. I've got a few messages I need to check. Nothing there. No messages. How about here? No messages. No messages. Okay. Excellent. I've got some packing to do. The first thing I need to do is get my words out right, but I've got some packing to do today and a little bit of moving to do this weekend. Tomorrow's game and the next game I'll be broadcasting, but for me, I have to get up at like 3 in the morning. These are afternoon games for you guys in the U.S., but for me, I'm in Japan, so I have to get up at like 3 in the morning. Taylor Scott is still in the game for the Astros. 18 pitches so far. He's facing Edward Quiero, who's batting lefty. First pitch to him is in there for strike one. 90-mile-per-hour fastball. I'm at 32 likes right now. It seems unbelievable, but to get to 40 likes would be amazing. The main thing right now is I'm still at 299 subs. That's what I really want. I want to hit that 300th sub. Ball one to Quiero. It's 1-1. Here comes the next pitch from Scott. High and outside for ball two. 2-1. Kroger says it's 2 a.m. here in Scotland. Man, you're up late. Hopefully the Astros do not disappoint, so you can go to bed happy. Woo, look at that slider. That looked more like a sweeper. Fouled off. Strike two. The count is even. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Ten hits for the Astros this game. Think about that. 10 hits and only 3 runs. And they're losing the game. Woo! 92 miles an hour, just barely above the zone. Full count. Could have been strike 3. Here comes the full count pitch from Mr. Scott. Too high. Ball 4. And we have a leadoff walk. That's the third time that Quiero has been on base in this game. It's okay. That just means that the Astros can get a double play, right? They can get the old double play. The old double play ball. Subscriber count still camped out on 299. Just need one more. Just one more. Do I have to beg? Do I really have to beg? First pitch is in there for a strike to Mr. Andrew Vaughn. Nice looking slider from Mr. Scott. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another nasty slider right in there for strike 2. Holy cow, these are beautiful. 0-2. Is he going for the special K? Let's see if he's going for the special K. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, just a little outside. He barely missed it. White Sox now have a couple of guys warming up in the bullpen. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. 2-2. A little low. Just a wee bit low it was. Just a tad. Just a wee bit. Two and two. Here's the pitch. Oh, a check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. Are you serious? That looked like he went. Ball 3. That looked like strike 3 to me. Can we get a replay? No replay? I guess not. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Scott facing Andrew Vaughn, trying to get this last strike. Here's the pitch. No, he goes to first. The crowd boos. The runner gets back, no problem. Boo. Boo. Now, the crowd is actually chanting F. Altuve right now. There we go. Another walk by Scott. Back-to-back walks to lead off this inning. Yainer Diaz is going to walk out to the mound. Bennett Sousa is now warming up in the bullpen for the Astros. Pitching coach is going to come out. They're going to take a little break here. Have a little chit-chat with Taylor Scott. Find out what's going on in his head. Probably discuss some plans for the next batter. Give Sousa enough time to warm up. Astros finally pulled within 1 run here in the 8th, but Scott, after a decent 7th inning, is now threatening to give away some more runs. We can't be doing that. This anemic offense of the Astros today, it needs all the help it can get. We can't be giving away runs. 30 people watching right now. Over 30. That's awesome. A few more likes would be great, but the main thing is I want that 300 subscriber. Bunt showed by Sosa. He lays it down, and he goes to first base for the out, but the runners advance to second and third. To second and third. Out number 1. Very first pitch, perfect bunt down the third baseline. And they advance the runners like they planned. A little sacrifice. Lenyn Sosa with the bunt. Jacob Amaya comes to the plate now. He will be pinch hitting for Dahlbeck. Little bit of a delay as we get ready to go, but now the first pitch from Scott to Amaya is on the way. Just a little outside, ball 1. 1 away, runners on second and third here in the bottom of the 8th. Taylor Scott still dealing. Jacob Amaya at the plate. That pitch is too high, ball 2. Whoops, I forgot to turn the second base runner on. I just corrected that. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one's high, ball 3. 3 straight balls to the pinch hitter. Taylor Scott trying to load up the bases for his fellow reliever. So we've also got Logan Van Wy in the bullpen warming up. That next pitch is in there just barely in the top of the zone for strike 1. 3-1 is the count. Amaya was taking all the way. He might just be taking the next 2 pitches, try to load up the bases. Who knows? Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's in there and hit hard right through the glove of Pena. Are you kidding me? That's going to score a run. That was a scorcher ground ball right at Pena. And that's going to be another run. Take a look at this. A hard strike right at Pena. One hopper right through his legs. I know that was a difficult catch to make, but Pena, I'm surprised that he didn't make the play. He's been so good this year. But it's 5-3, and that's going to be it for Scott. He's being taken out of the game. Runners on the corners with just 1 out. Bennett Sousa is coming into the game. He's on his way to the mound right now. And there's going to be a little bit of a commercial break while we wait for him to get warmed up. And while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and change the picture on the screen. Sadly, Scott not getting it done for the second inning. That's sad. Discouraging. Astros down again by 2 runs. Still haven't gotten out of this inning yet, though. Man, oh man, what to say? What can you say about that? Astros scrape together a little bit, get a run on the board, and then the reliever gives it away. Still only down by 2. It's not like they can't overcome that, but the way they've been playing in this game, if they continue that, they definitely won't. Let's see here. Whoops. I need to reload my screen. Did I get to 300 subs? Not yet. Still at 299, but it's okay. It's okay. The Sox look like they are sporting Texas Tech uniforms. They are like the Chicago Bulls style. Croker says, yeah, I'm done for the night. Go Stros. Yeah. Have a good night, man. Just imagine that the Astros win as you go to sleep. They come back in the 9th and win it. Maybe you'll sleep better. Maybe they'll help you out. But thanks for being here. Thank you so much for coming back and supporting the channel. I do appreciate that very much. 5-3, the Astros are down here in the bottom of the 8th. Bennett Sousa is on the mound warming up right now. In 6.1 innings, his ERA is 0. Sousa delivers the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike as Baldwin bunts it foul. Strike 1. Here comes the next pitch to Baldwin. He bunts again. This one he fouls off down the first baseline. It was a bunt and run, but Baldwin couldn't get that bunt down. Runners have to remain at first and third. Interested to see if he tries to bunt with 2 strikes here. Maybe not. We'll see. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Sousa. He goes over to first. The runner gets back, no problem. Crowd boos. Boo! How dare you throw to first base and try to get an out. Boo! Oh, man. 1 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball right to Sousa. He holds the runner at third, and he goes to first. What? Are you kidding me? Sousa had the runner at third, and he held the ball and threw to first and got the out at first, but the runner just went home. The runner was halfway between third and first. What was he thinking? Seriously, what was he thinking? Take a look at this replay. He hits it right to him. He sees the runner right there, and he throws it first. The runner goes home and scores. Look at this. He had him at third, and he that was an error. That was a big-time mental fart by Sousa. The next batter comes up and hits it off the wall. That's going to be a double. Now this game is really out of reach. Sousa has just really blown up this game. 7-3, just like that. Wow. I really don't know what to say, guys. I'm just shocked right now. I really don't know what to say. I'm shocked, and I need to take this off the screen. 7-3. Wow. Next batter is Mydroth. Runner on second after that double off the wall. Strike one. Man, Sousa's mind is not on his task. What in the world is he doing? Strike one. 2 outs. Runner on second. Tapped up the middle. Pena comes in, charges, throws to first, gets the out, and that's gonna end it. But the Red Sox get 3 more. Or the White Sox. They look red. They look like the Red Sox with those uniforms. Can't believe that. Sousa had the runner at third. He could have thrown to third and got him out, or could have got him in the hot box. But he turned his back and went to first base, guys. And as soon as he did that, the runner just went home and scored. Sousa cost the Astros runs. 3 runs. Not only that first run, but on the very next hit, he gave up the one off the wall. I'm really confused. What in the world was he thinking? I really don't understand what happened right there. Big time mental error. Top of the ninth, the Astros down by 4 runs. Just like that. They were down by 1, then down by 2, and now they're down by 4. 7-3. We need a big inning to get back in this game. The Astros need 4 runs. They've been having difficulty scoring runs in the entire game. 4 runs in one entire game. But now we need 4 runs in 1 inning. Can it happen? Yes. Will it happen? No comment. We'll see. Difficult game, man. It's difficult. But this is why I said before, it's difficult. Historically, it's been difficult to be an Astros fan. There are times when things are really great and wonderful, but the frustrating times are just difficult to deal with. I apologize. On behalf of the Astros organization, I apologize. I'm just the messenger. I'm just here to tell you what's going on, and I have no control over the way things turned out. But the Astros have given up 7 runs to the Chicago White Sox, and they've only put 3 runs on the board. That's where it stands right now here in the top of the ninth. This is the hole that the Astros have dug for themselves. Cam Boozer is on the mound now for the White Sox. Cam Boozer. I don't believe that I have Boozer's picture in my folder. So I will save that and update it on the screen. First pitch to Cam Smith is a strike. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. High and outside for ball 1. The count is even. Cam Boozer. That one's also off the plate. Outside, ball 2. Next pitch from Boozer. 2-1 is on the way. Also outside, 3 balls and no strikes to Cam Smith. Cam to Cam. Cam Boozer pitching to Cam Smith. Here's the 3-1 delivery. High. Ball 4. We have ourselves a leadoff runner. Five-pitch walk from Cam Boozer. Cam Smith's got some really good speed, so we have ourselves a leadoff speedster on base. But we've got 4 runs to make up for just to tie the game. Jake Myers is at the plate. First pitch is a little high. Another ball from Boozer. And the catcher is going to take a quick visit to the mound as Jake Myers warms up a little bit, takes a few practice swings. You know what they're talking about right now? They're like, hey, man, you know that's Jake Myers. You got to be careful what you throw here. This guy's like Mr. Baseball. That's exactly what they're talking about. 1 ball, no strikes to Jake Myers. Thank you guys for being here and listening in all the way to the end. 1 more subscriber and I'll be at 300. Help me out. Here's the pitch. Myers hits it to left field, left center. Center fielder is back. Takes it in, no problem. Out number 1. Cam Smith stays on first. So Myers flies out, 1 away. Astros are 2 outs away from dropping game 1 in miserable fashion to the White Sox. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate, facing Cam Boozer. Here's the first pitch. Pena hits that one straight to the shortstop. It looks like it's going to be a double play ball, but they don't get him at first base, so they stay alive. But 1 away. Two outs. Jose Altuve comes to the plate, my man. Even if he has a big hit here, the best he can do is bring the Astros within a couple of runs. But that would be better than nothing. Better late than never. Astros have had big 2-out rallies before many times, so it's not unheard of. Umpire says, let's go. Altuve's in the batter's box. Boozer seems to have the call that he wants. And here comes the pitch to Altuve. First pitch is high. Pena takes second base. He gets the steal. So we got 1 runner in scoring position now. 1 ball, no strikes to Altuve. 1 for 4 today. Batting .273 on the season. Here's the pitch. Right in there, 94 in the top part of the zone. The count is even, 1-1. Two outs, runner on second, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch to Altuve. He fouls that one off. That one was kind of in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jose steps out of the box for a second to look around, take a couple of swings, spit out what appears to be sesame seeds. Now he's back in the box. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Boozer. High fastball, fouled back and into the crowd. Count remains 1-2. Altuve steps back into the batter's box. Umpire says, let's go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pena on second. Here's the pitch to Jose Altuve. This one's hit up the middle, and it looks like it's going to be out number 3, and it is. It's a fly ball to the right fielder. That's it for the Astros today, and the White Sox. The Astros lose 7-3, and there's not a whole lot to say about this game except for it's kind of like the same old with the Astros, the same old story with them not being able to hit. Now, I will say this, the pitching ultimately let them down today. Fromber gave up a couple of runs early, and he seemed to level off, but then he broke down again. But then after that, it kind of fell apart. Scott had a really great first inning when he came in for the Astros, but then he started allowing base runners, and then Sousa came in and had a brain fart, and the game just got out of hand. And when the Astros are already not scoring enough runs, that just makes it worse. So the pitching was scattered today, and the hitting was just not there. Even though they had a lot of hits, they didn't have them when they mattered. They didn't even need big hits. They just needed timely hits, and they didn't have those today. I'm going to give you guys the summary right quick of the game, and then I'm going to be out of here. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for your support on the channel, your likes, your subscribers. I didn't quite get to 300 today. I'm at 299 right now, but I do appreciate those of you who subbed and liked the channel. Here's the quick game summary for those of you interested. In the bottom of the first, the Sox got on the board with a double to left field, 1-0. In the bottom of the second, they scored again with a single to left, 2-0. In the top of the fourth, the Astros got on the board when Diaz doubled to center field, scoring Walker, 2-1. In the bottom of the fifth, the Sox came right back and with a solo home run, made it 3-1. But then again in the fifth, Chiaro singled to center field, making the game 4-1, scoring Vargas. In the top of the sixth, the Astros made some effort to come back. Meyer singled to left, scoring Diaz, and that brought the game within 2 runs, and Diaz homered to center field, bringing it just within 1 run in the top of the 8th. So 4-3. In the top of the 8th, the Astros were only down by 1 run, just 1 run. But in the bottom of the 8th, everything just fell apart. Amaya singled to left, scoring Chiaro, 5-3 White Sox. Baldwin grounded out to Sousa, and for some reason, Sousa decided to not throw the runner out at third, allowing the runner to score. Pitcher's error, major brain fart, White Sox 6-3. And then again in the 8th inning, Taylor doubled to left, scoring Amaya, 7-3 White Sox at the end of the 8th inning. And that's where it would end for the day. The Astros still had more hits than the White Sox, despite all the scoring that the White Sox did. Astros had 10 hits, White Sox had 9. And the White Sox had 2 big errors. But the Astros, the difference between the Astros hitting and the White Sox hitting is that the Astros could not capitalize with base runners, whereas the White Sox did. So it was just one of those games. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys being here and following along. Mel says, good day, Brandon. Thank you, Mel. Good day to you too. And I plan to be here for game 2 tomorrow. I'm really discouraged about having to get up at 3 in the morning for the next 2 games, especially with the series starting off like this. But let's hope it goes a little better tomorrow. I expect that it will. Who is on the mound for the Astros tomorrow? Let's take a quick look and see. Let's take a quick look and see. Hunter Brown is scheduled to pitch tomorrow, and the next day will be Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers Jr., his first game back on the mound for the Astros since he pitched in the World Series several years ago. Can you believe it? It's been a long time. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 games. Even though this first game was discouraging, I always feel good to see Hunter Brown on the mound, and I'm really happy and excited about McCullers coming back. I hope he has a really good start to his return to the Astros. So some things to look forward to despite today's loss. So let's look to the good side. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. That's all for now, and with that, I'll just say, go Stros! See you next time.